What's your passion? What fuels you? Hawaii Pacific Health's Bone and Joint Team is here for you and your family, so you can keep doing what you love. Hawaii Pacific Health Bone and Joint Centers.
Welcome back to the Iolani Classic presented by Hawaii Pacific Health. We're getting set for the 5th place game between Imhotep Charter from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They are taking on Wheeler High School from Marietta, Georgia. I'm John Tamanaha alongside Mike Among and our special pre-game guest, Mr. Russell Modder, my daughter Alexa's U.S. History, AP U.S. History teacher. Welcome to the Broadcast Center, Mr. Modder. And you are here because you are a 1976 graduate of Wheeler High School.
That's right, John. Aloha.
Yeah, and the Wheeler Wildcats is the second time here. It's been fun to see your school come and visit you here in Honolulu, and you played basketball at Wheeler as well. It must be very special.
It really is something, John. It's kind of a trip. But I didn't play basketball for Wheeler. I played at East Cobb as a junior high kid. Didn't make the team as a high school student. We've always had a really good team in our region. These guys, though, are so much better than we were in the 70s. I'll tell you that right now.
Things have changed, huh, Russ?
Boy, they sure have. They sure have.
What is Marietta, Georgia like, Mr. Modder?
Marietta's a suburb of Atlanta. When I was growing up, school size was about the same, 600 kids. It's a much more diverse student population now than it was when I was growing up. So a lot of things have changed. We were a football school back then. Had a couple of guys go pro. Robert Shaw played for the Dallas Cowboys for a few years, but we were always a football school. Basketball was kind of secondary, and that's changed. Doug Lipscomb, who was a legendary coach at Wheeler, really built that basketball program into what it is today. He was here in 2010. I was fortunate enough to be able to see my Iolani boys play my Wheeler boys.
Wow.
That was a
That's
trip.
awesome. So
It was a
special.
trip.
Sorry for that. We're back here with Russ Modder. Wheeler, when I saw the list of the teams that are in the 16-team tournament field, a lot of academies, high-powered teams, but I remember Wheeler from when you spoke to the previous one. Wheeler is a public high school.
Right.
It's so awesome that this program, I mean, how do they do it? It's really, really impressive to go toe-to-toe with these teams that travel around the country. But full
all the
credit to the
academies,
Wildcats.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Wheeler's a little bit of a magnet school,
Okay.
if you get my meaning.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to play basketball, you might want to head. We know a little bit about those sorts of things here in Hawaii.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, always look forward to the Wheeler Wildcats. Hope they will return in the future. Really good sportsmanship, great players led by Colbin Landrew, who just got introduced. But Russ Modder, thanks for joining us here in the pregame show. Happy for you, happy holidays, and enjoy the game.
Man,
right.
Russ, I've known you 20 years and I've learned something new today. Awesome.
How about that? How about that, Mike?
That's my job, Mike. I want to be a teacher sometime and let
Awesome.
people know what's going on.
Mahalo, boys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Russ.
Russ Modder, back in the day, he was telling me earlier this week, played basketball with the golfer, the PGA golfer, Bob Tway.
Bob Tway,
Yeah.
he's got to be in the Golf Hall of Fame. I'm gonna assume.
Jumping center for the Wildcats is Tylis Jordan against Zion Green. Tip won by the Wheeler Wildcats, who come to us from Marietta, Georgia. Mansour McLean back to Jordan. Foul called away from the ball. McLean and Latif Lorenzano White.
Yeah, Lorenzano White had a bit of a bear hug on McLean.
Inbounds pass. Jordan can't finish at the rim. Tylis Jordan. Coda Subtle Jr. to the Kevin Savage III. Subtle Jr. tried to steal it back. Gets called for the foul. Just getting started. Thanks for joining us here for the 5th place game in the 7th place game. Exciting contest between the host Iolani Raiders and Paul VI from Chantilly, Virginia. The Panthers beat the Raiders 67-59. Game was tight throughout. Green drives the lane. He's blocked by Jordan. Zion Green, 6'10", going against Tylis Jordan, 6'9".
You know, I was paying attention to Imhotep's warm-up, and the sets that they were running in warm-up is exactly what their offense is made of. Kind of very cool to see how it translates with a defense in there.
6 on the shot clock. Soto Jr., three-pointer off the mark. Rebound collected by Ian Smith. Drive the lane, Landrew. He gets fouled by Green. It goes down hard.
I think that was R.J. Smith on that shot attempt
RJ
there.
number 1, yes. 2 Smiths, 2 Hendersons on Imhotep.
Yeah, this is last day of the tournament, maybe some tired legs, but still, you want to end the tournament with a win. So you'll see the competitiveness and the effort level rise probably as we go along here.
Absolutely. 1-0. Wheeler out in front, make that 2. Landrew hits both free throws.
Landrew's a player. He was all over the stat sheet yesterday.
He's got offers from Purdue, Arkansas, Louisville, Alabama. Imhotep from Philadelphia. Green, fall away, air ball. Landrew gets it up ahead. R.J. Smith hits a cutting. Score it at the other end. Talasi Henderson. Mansour McLean at the other end, back and forth.
There we go. There's that uptick in intensity.
Smith gives it out to Benson. He'll hand it to Green, but that goes out of bounds.
Great help play by McLean, stepping in front, kind of swatting at the ball, knocking it off of the Imhotep foot.
Ian Smith will slow things down. Excuse me, that was Lamarian Lewis. Mansour McLean inside, no good. Ball tipped around and it goes out of bounds. Keep it down here on the Diamond Head end.
They're trying to take advantage of McLean's size. He's got a smaller Benson III on him.
Mentor McLean inbounds it to Tyler Jordan. Gives it back to McLean. Left corner, 3-ball, no. Rebound Jordan. Goes up strong, banks it in. Not much you can do about that.
No.
6'9" senior Tyler Jordan. He is going to Ole Miss. One of the top recruits in Ole Miss history for men's basketball. They'll get Lamarian Lewis with the block, his second personal foul. He's got both of the team fouls. Driving to the lane and putting it up and in is Zion Green. Lewis kicks it out. Good ball rotation. Tylis Jordan for 3, no good. Boy, Zion Green almost put it in the basket. He did come away with the rebound and was fouled. They're going to get Kota Suttle Jr. for the personal foul.
Suttle Jr. kind of pleading his case there, but I did kind of see him wrap his arms around the rebounder.
Jacob Taylor checks into the game for the Wildcats. He is guarding RJ Smith. Give it over to Zion Green. Foul called away from the ball. Personal whistled against Talasi Henderson.
Yeah, got him on a moving screen.
3 team fouls for both teams here. 4:27 to go, first quarter. Taylor gets it to Jordan. Over to Mansour McLean. Snap pass inside. And Kota Suttle Jr. is fouled.
Again, they're trying to take advantage of their height difference with R.J. Smith playing defense against whoever. They're posting him up.
Ian Smith will check in for Imhotep after this free throw. Talasi Henderson will take a rest. So both Smiths are in the game, Ian and RJ. Suttle hits the pair. 8-4, Wheeler out in front. It's about halfway through here, the first quarter. Fall away shot rolled in. RJ Smith cuts the lead to 2. Make it 4 once again as Mansour McLean.
McLean attacking the paint with intentions.
All 6'6" of him. Smith absorbs some contact, works off a pick from Green, launches the 3, he's fouled. 4-point play opportunity. Woo. We got Jacob Taylor with a personal foul.
The Wheeler coaches calling for a flop there. I think from our angle, I think we saw the same thing. Kind of flailed his arms a little bit without much contact or any.
Colbin Landrew doing what Colbin Landrew can do. Hits the 3. One of the top junior prospects in the country. Green drives the lane, loses control, goes out of bounds. Three minutes to go here in the first quarter. Kota Suttle Jr.
Imhotep into a 3-2 zone. which seems like it's become a popular zone defense for many teams in this tournament.
Landrew missed on the three. The Wildcats also couldn't tap it back in. They still lead it by 4 here. Smith directing traffic, gives it to Ian Smith, back to RJ Smith. Landrew steals it away. Wow, point blank, got his hands up, tipped the ball up, collected it, and
again,
went in on the attack.
He's a special athlete. And like I said earlier, he's a stat sheet stuffer. I mean, he does so many things, even off the stat sheet.
Answer McLean checks out. He will get a well-deserved rest. Snap pass inbound from Taylor to Landrew.
Oh, that was too easy. That was too easy.
Had that good seal there on the right. 15-9. 2 minutes to go here. Wheeler Wildcats, the home team here tonight, leading it. Offensive foul away from the ball. We are joined by Kevin Scanlon, the busiest man here at the Iolani Prep Basketball Classic. Thanks for joining us, taking time out of your evening to jump in on the 5 o'clock game. Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks for holding it down, John.
Assistant coach for the Punahou Buff and Blue, who have played really well in this tournament. Hats off to you guys and Coach Darren Matsuda and the crew. Landrew, 3-ball, corner pocket, yes, for number 3.
Every time they've got the key to cracking that zone defense. Hit the high post, look for the corner cutter.
RJ Smith misfires, rebound Landrew. Pass up ahead, trying to find Jordan, but in his defensive back row, RJ Smith knocked it away.
RJ Smith has saved three dunks just by his hustle and his craftiness on defense. Smallest guy on the court.
The Wheeler Wildcats have Imhotep doubled up 18-9 here at the Iolani Classic presented by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Your brain controls everything you think, see, and do. 80 billion cells working together, creating the essence of who you are. Strengthen your brain, strengthen your life.
Brain Health Hawaii to me is enhancing my children's potential.
Connection.
Less anxiety.
Make the happy.
Improved focus.
Life-changing.
Freedom.
Clarity.
Take control of your health with Brain Health Hawaii.
And what's his name?
You ready to go? You got.
Yep.
Here we go. 18-9. Wheeler out in front of Imhotep. I think, Kevin, you actually are who else amongst us is actually coaching in the tournament? And you're a member of the committee, and you've been doing so much. Thank you for all your work. Now I'm going to turn it over to you and ask you to do play-by-play.
Kevin is our Colbin Landrew.
Oh, yeah.
He's filling the stat sheet this week.
Minus the threes.
Here you are, folks, on YouTube, and Spectrum X Gas. Here's Mr. Kevin Scanlon on the call.
How's it, everybody? Sorry to see John go. I know you're all missing him, but Landrew misses short.
A little bit of off balance there and didn't quite have his feet set.
I don't think anybody's going to be complaining if Landrew rises for a three as he picks up a cheap foul on Zion Green, attacking hard, 6'10" sophomore.
Talis Jordan turning to the bench and saying, my fault, my fault. He knew he was supposed to slide in and help.
Yeah, I think it was just a little bit of a lazy play by Coburn Landrew there. He got beat a little bit around the corner and kind of reached in and tapped him. I think he's going to be okay. 18-9 with a minute left here in the first quarter. Zion Green misses the first and converts the second. So it'll be an 8-point lead for the Wildcats. Quickly up court here. And Subtle in a hurry, and he gets it turned back by Carnell Henderson.
Oh, I like that sideline break off of a made free throw. to get the ball up court quickly.
Wide open. Amari James was kind of stunned he was so far wide open and pump faked, and Jordan with the big rebound. Jacob Taylor can't hit. Taylor, Jordan, just a senseless foul there. He's got over a foot on R.J. Smith, and he fouls him 90 feet from the basket.
Yeah. R.J. Smith, he's got a little bit of bulldog in him. He's scrappy. This is my first time doing an Imhotep game, so kind of getting used to the names and the faces.
Well, I'll give you a hint. It'll be a lot of R.J. Smith on both ends as he converts the first of two. Smith knocks down the second. We'll have Talasi Henderson coming back in for the Panthers. Panthers not too common of a name, but we have two sets of Panthers at this one tournament.
Yeah.
Along with Paul VI, who we just saw last game. Eke out a win against the host, Iolani Raiders, as Landry won't be denied. Size matters, and that's proven true here. Landry easily scores in the post.
Ooh, that was a stealable ball right there. Could have knocked it out from the passing lane.
Smith to Henderson, and Henderson just can't quite come up with it, a little bit ahead of himself. Go back over to the Wildcats. There's 16 seconds left. Shot clock is off. Wildcats might hold for the first. Subtle setting up an on-ball high with Landry. Taylor down, Landry with 5 to shoot. Nice little swing to Subtle Jr. He'll rise and hit. Nothing happening, and a rebound pulled down for R.J. Smith.
R.J. Smith, yeah, he's all over the place.
After one, 20-12, Wheeler Wildcats up on Imhotep Charter Panthers. This is the 40th Iolani Classic, presented by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Rox, what's going on over there? Come on. Some kind of orangey stuff.
I think it's orange oil.
Orange oil? What's that about?
For termites.
We should do that. But I don't think our guys do that.
So why don't we get the right guys?
At Pest Tech Hawaii, we offer orange oil treatment as an alternative to tent fumigation. So let our guys be your guys.
We're Pest Tech Hawaii.
Welcome to Hilo, Hawaii, where the water is as pure as the aloha that flows through it. Waiakea water is naturally alkaline, full of minerals and electrolytes, and always giving back to our planet and people. Live aloha, drink Waiakea.
Welcome back, ready to start the second quarter. Our 5 o'clock tilt here. Wildcats of Wheeler up 8 on Imhotep. Will bring the ball up. R.J. Smith is making his presence felt on the game so far. There's the big sophomore, Zion Green, just sort of forcing the issue and drawing a whistle.
It's very interesting, right? Because you got some of the players here in this tournament that they look like 25-year-old men already, and he's got like still got a baby face, right? Like he's still got some room to grow.
Yeah, take away the 6'10", you just take a mugshot of his school ID. He's definitely a young buck and not playing like it. It's Kota Subtle playing like a man out here, bullies his way to the bucket. Tough assignment here.
Wildcats in a 2-1-2 zone. The amoeba constantly moving, constantly switching.
And Zion Green forced in the corner and forced to do the throw it off the other guy's leg deal. He's still got 14 to shoot. Henderson has to burn a timeout. He can't even inbound the ball so early in the second quarter. Stuck on the baseline, forced throwing off the leg out of bounds, and then having to use a 30 just to get out of a 5-second violation.
Yeah. Nice job by the Wildcat guards there to take away the long pass towards half court. Just kind of cut that off, and those were the lifelines.
I'd like to send our aloha out to the friends and family and community in Philadelphia, tuning in, watching their Panthers of Imhotep battle here in the Iolani Classic.
We got some cats here.
Yeah.
Panthers and Wildcats matching up.
Don't forget the Bobcats of Brewster. So
yeah.
Aloha also to Wheeler Wildcat family out in Marietta, Georgia. Staying up after dinner. Hope all is well with you all. We don't want to make you look bad, but it is 83 and sunny outside and gorgeous, so can't tell in here.
My daughter just came from Columbus, Ohio last night, so she was like, oh, it's so hot.
RJ Smith into the front court, finally getting things reset here after that herky-jerky couple of half possessions. They have nothing in a shot clock. Zion Green gets away with a little bit of a travel.
Not just a little. That was a good 3 steps there.
Amari James up top. Wildcats will settle in. Nice little stampede cut by Amari James.
Yeah. Sweet finish with the left.
Some people call it a rodeo cut, stampede cut. Get a running start off of that dribble handoff. Green kind of stuck as Monsieur McLean had him trapped, and turnover. McLean down the lane. Amari James spin dribble. He's called for a travel.
Sorry, excellent defense by McLean on that last possession. Forcing a bad shot.
And Green's length, a problem for the Wildcats, but McLean's strength, their match. So Zion Green will take a breather. Henderson's probing, deep 3, RJ Smith, nothing doing. Silas Jordan getting tangled up inside. Here comes Taylor, almost loses it out of bounds. Jordan inside, faced up. He'll turn and shoot, and it will dribble in over the outstretched.
He looked towards the sideline. He looked at the ref. He looked at the Imhotep bench, saying, "Hey, did everybody see that? Nobody can stop me." I'm inclined to agree with him.
Wildcats have stretched this lead to 14, and Imhotep's got to get something going here in order to stem the tide, because the Wildcats don't look like they're slowing down. Smith got caught. 5'9" Smith getting introduced to 6'9" Jordan, as Carnell Henderson will get called for a block.
Jordan very mobile out of the middle of that zone. Usually you see teams keep that big guy in the center and not really extend so far out, but he's very aware of what's happening in the opponent's offense, and his teammates have his back.
Well, Smith was surprised. It seemed like Jordan unfurled his arm from the key, and he had to let go of the ball or else it'd be a travel.
6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan, it looks like.
Looks like Monsieur McLean will get called with a clear out on the inbound, so a dead ball foul. Wheeler coaching staff sort of perplexed in that he was being handcuffed by Carnell Henderson.
No real argument from McLean, though. He just kind of walked back. letting his coach do the arguing, which is always a smart thing.
Still got a lot of basketball to play. Maybe he's keeping his powder dry in that sense. Knifing through is Ian Smith. Can't get that to go. McLean getting it from both sides, and finally a whistle.
Again, credit to him. He's very even-keeled. I mean, he's getting hammered. He's getting pulled. Not really showing any kind of emotion, really.
Well, the entry to the high post for Tylis Jordan. Kai Carter is wearing number 5. He's a 20 in our printout, so give us a moment here. That's actually Talasi Henderson who's 20. So Lakai Carter picks up his 2nd in a row here. So he'll sit. Taylor, tough shot. Talasi Henderson had him locked up there. Zion Green back into the game. Still trying to climb this 14-point mountain. Jump stops in the key. Smith loses it. One-on-one, length on length here, and Zion Green will settle for the long 3. Won't get it. Damaris Lewis wants to push it up in a hurry. Jump stop in the key. Here comes James. Quick hands of RJ Smith, pokes it free. Nice little drop off there to Talasi Henderson. That looked like goaltending.
Yeah, that might have hit the glass first.
Parnell Henderson puts that to bed by corralling the rebound and putting it quickly back in to cut that lead to 12. Got a 30-second timeout here.
Coach Thompson in Amari James' ear there on that last possession. He kind of got into the lane. He had an advantage with a little jump hook on the, with his right hand. Decided to spin and turn the ball over.
And so often you see players try to press for a little bit more real estate, and all they had to do was stop and jump, and he was going against 5'11" and 5'9". He would have got unobstructed view of the ring, but you don't want to necessarily turn a kid's motor off because Amari James certainly has one. So halfway through the second here, 12-point lead for the Wildcats.
I think coach is thinking we missed 2 down this side and we gave up 2 down here, a 4-point turnaround, right? He wants to keep control of this game.
So far, Wheeler it's asserted itself early, primarily with its size and Corbin Landry's shooting. Here's Tylis Jordan.
Oh, my.
Working his way in. That was simply, I'm a senior, you're a sophomore.
Yeah.
Not much more than that. As it leads back up to 14. As the Panthers try to get something going here with 3 left in the second. Parnell Henderson. That'll help. 3 straight away for Henderson. Jordan, why not? Let's go at it again. Green bothers it. Out comes RJ Smith, and he'll get a collision with Amari James, who will pick up a foul. So some substitutions here as Corbin Landry checks back in, gives Taylor a breather. Taylor some good minutes off the bench for the Wildcats all tournament. Really nice looking player. Green way up top against this zone, looking for a little wrinkle to slide in, and he does.
Oh, pretty. Nice little teardrop. 2-footed floater.
Back to 9 after the 5-point swing there is the lead. Here comes RJ Smith. Tries to get it around Mansour McLean. Somehow it comes back into him, and it'll go the other way, a turnover.
Yeah, the smaller Panthers showing some really good box out skill here with the larger Wildcats. They're getting into the knee and into the thigh area. really kind of hampering the Wildcats on the offensive glass.
Tyler Jordan. Wildcats were looking for the advantage that Colvin Landrew has, frankly, on pretty much everybody on Imhotep except Zion Green, and even then,
yeah,
Colvin Landrew is going to win the girth battle. So
looks like Imhotep has changed their strategy. They're making sure they're getting in front. They're fronting anybody who's trying to post and forcing that lob over the top.
Maybe a pass Jordan is not really used to making necessarily, especially from 30 feet out, as here is Henderson. He just hit one, doesn't get that. Tyler Jordan. Beautiful little jump pass as he sold the corner three, and that subtle sneak in there for a layup.
That's 3 dribbles from one free throw line to the other top of the key, and then jump in the air like a point guard and distribute. I think he looked to the corner to one teammate, and then no look to the middle.
10 on the shot clock for the Panthers. Henderson. Smith from deep, that's short. Jordan another board. Landrew into the front court. Jordan thinks about it. Still thinks about it. Decides to go for it.
That's one of those Kevin Garnett, I'm taller than you, nobody can kind of contest this shot.
Nice pull up there for Tyler Jordan. That's his 8th point of the night. And we have a dragging pivot foot here by Kevin Benson, so that'll go back over to the Wildcats.
So interesting, Coach Thompson went out of their zone for a couple of possessions, and Imhotep kind of took advantage of it, right? They were able to kind of get closer, get better looks, and then now back into the 3-2 zone.
And that change renders a turnover by the Panthers. So right down Main Street is Kota Settle Jr., and he had a lot of room to work with. He draws contact. He'll get 2.
Yeah, the Wildcats really utilizing that handoff pick and come around the top.
Part of that has to do with Panthers having to worry about striker Colvin Landrew lurking on the wing, so his man can't really be there for the help.
Can't help, yeah.
Settle gets the first.
Well-designed offense.
Can't get the second. Shot clock is off. We have 15 left in the half. Panthers down 14, and Imhotep really would like to get something going into the locker room here that they can build on.
Last
Clock's
5
at
seconds.
5. RJ Smith through the middle of the D. Leaves it up short, and his teardrop runner is no good. Landrew secures it, and that'll do it. So at the end of 2 quarters, your halftime score, Wheeler Wildcats 33, the Imhotep Charter Panthers 19. In this, your 40th Iolani Classic presented by Hawaii Pacific Health.
When you come to Iolani, something you'll constantly hear is one team.
Our one-team culture began in athletics.
In arenas that demanded humble leadership
and persistent teamwork.
Over time, this ethos has found its way into almost every aspect of life at Iolani.
Ways that are both felt and found in passing.
In its simplest definition, the idea of one team isn't very unique.
We've all heard it in speeches or stories about the team over the individual.
But this implies too little for a way of life we have defined with so much.
You see, one team values shape our education.
Pairing knowledge with character.
Passion with discipline. It reminds us of humility in success.
And persistence in failure.
One Team reveals that the true impact of our education doesn't only lie with what we've learned.
It develops in us values that see the compassionate choice.
Choices that give back and solve problems that matter to all of us.
It's the understanding that when we stand for each other,
we lift each other up.
The One Team spirit endures in our global community of educators and students,
artists and entrepreneurs, doctors and lawyers and researchers and leaders,
who all recognize that the greatest challenges we face are overcome when we work together as one.
This is what we pass on to our students, faculty, families.
Because we believe this is the most gracious way to live, as well as the greatest foundation to go out into the world
with great poise, empathy, and determination.
Iolani School, One Team.
What's your passion? What fuels you? Hawaii Pacific Health's Bone and Joint Team is here for you and your family, so you can keep doing what you love. Hawaii Pacific Health Bone and Joint Centers.
Hey, I got the job. So I can go part-time. Yes!
Some days bring new opportunities. First Hawaiian Bank can help you say yes to making the most of them. Manage your accounts, earn cash back, and when you need advice, we're here for you.
We should really get him into an art program.
No matter where your journeys take you, you can bank on the best. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Welcome back, gang, to the 40th Iolani Classic, presented by Hawaii Pacific Health. Kevin Scanlon with Coach Mike Among. Halftime of the Wheeler-Imhotep matchup. Wheeler jumping out to a 14-point lead, kind of in control for pretty much the whole first half. Physicality and speed, length, all playing a factor. But this is still early, relatively early. We still have 2 more games.
Yeah.
This is on this final Saturday.
Kind of the main courses, right?
Exactly.
Building up to those main courses.
This would be the heavy poo-poos, and it's paying off because 2 quality programs from Georgia in the Wheeler Wildcats and Philadelphia Imhotep. Earlier action. Everything starts early here. You got 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. breakfast bowls happen. And today's participants were at 9 o'clock. You had the Kamehameha Schools-Kapalama Warriors, the Nakoa, almost doubled up the Kalani High Falcons, 69-37. That's followed by Punahou and Kapa, and the Buff and Blue also pulled out a W, 57-35. Kahuku matched up with University Lab School, 57-46, in what was a little bit closer game than that. hard-fought battle there, and followed by Leilehua and Osaka Gakuin University Senior High School from Osaka. In a back-and-forth battle that I think, I don't know, there must have been 15 to 20 lead changes. We lost track. Leilehua sneaks one out. Their second three-point win of the tournament. They snuck one out against Kamehameha School, I believe, Kapalama. So they're leaving on a high note.
Yeah,
and lastly, probably the most entertaining and probably the biggest surprise, if you ask some people, not everybody, especially not the people in the Raider locker room, but the Iolani Raiders host Raiders. Neck and neck, toe-to-toe they stood to the end with St. Paul VI Catholic out of the D.C. area. And I think, Mike, it was deep into the fourth where that game was either tied or a 1 or 2 point game. Which, as you look on, sometimes in this classic, games will be, especially when you pit some of the local teams versus a stronger continent programs, these games can be close for a minute. Maybe a quarter. Sometimes you can sneak into a half, sometimes 3 quarters. But in this case, Iolani went all the way down to the last minute and a half or so before finally St. Paul sort of put it away on the old foul and free throw thing.
Well, you know, as the host, Iolani gets to make the schedule, right? So you know they're gonna put themselves in a good position to get into that upper bracket from day one, and then get to play 3 quality teams from the mainland, and you know just kind of see how it goes, right? Kind of looking ahead when they made the schedule, match up against Utah Prep right away. What an awesome idea, just a concept of it, to have JJ Maniquit coming back, former Raider, as a freshman, and then matching up with his old school, you know, and just the excitement of that, right? And with his high level top recruit teammate AJ Devanza, and then you know, getting into more quality mainland teams. So it's, you know, I think they could use that, those 3 games against those 3 mainland teams as a good stepping stone into the regular season.
Especially when your strongest showing was your most recent one on final Saturday against a Paul VI team that some were thinking might take this whole tournament. They've won it in the past, been down here a couple of times, and really perennially nationally ranked program. So many positives coming out of that for Ryan Hirata and his Raiders. We're kind of getting set here to start the second half. You hear Imhotep Charter and think, that's a name you don't hear every day. What is that? What is it? Who is that? Well, Russ Modder sitting next to us, he knows exactly his longtime history. He knows who Imhotep was and what the story is behind that. I'll give you the surface level version, but named after an ancient Egyptian, and you name it, doctor, scholar, mathematician, architect, physicist, just a genius of his time, and credited with a lot of sort of innovative, groundbreaking work in multiple fields. Imhotep Charter working into their curricula some African culture, history, civilization into their curricula. So pretty cool as Talasi Henderson, as you see that Talasi Henderson quickly down court, and I think Landrew just kind of didn't ever have it.
It looked like maybe one of his feet slid and he lost his balance a little and lost the ball. The previous possession, they did the little elevator doors, trying to get him open for a 3. He just came up short.
Well, Marion Lewis forced into a bigger role here as the nice up and under by Zion Green. Can't get to the fall, but a huge rebound by Lorenzano White. Still can't finish. Up quickly is Kota Subtle, and here comes Landry. Somehow, some way, that doesn't go down.
Oh, ouch.
Sort of people going down. Jordan gets rolled up on. Smith finally gets a hold of it. Jordan gets up slow. He might not even be able to. Yeah, they're gonna stop play here.
Yeah.
He got rolled up on almost like an old lineman.
Yeah.
In football, where he
blindsided.
Blindsided and might have just rolled his ankle. He looks like he's got himself up at least, but just an unfortunate incident where a scramble for the ball and a Panther fell down and fell into the back of his foot. So he'll walk gingerly off to the bench. He looks pretty confident that he'll kind of shake it off.
Yeah. They can't afford too many more injuries.
I was just in the middle of saying how Lamarian Lewis forced into a stronger role because of the loss of Kevin Savage III. RJ Smith just loses it on the way up. Who had a horrific fall and pretty serious hand injury. And he's sitting here, you know, with it wrapped in a splint and sling, and we really hope for the best for that young man. Imhotep just wanting that possession more than Wheeler, as they seemed out of sorts, and they bring the lead back to 10.
Yeah. Again, they're Wheeler in a man-to-man to open the half, and you know it doesn't seem to be their best defense against this Imhotep team.
We're closer to the Wheeler bench, so we're privy to a little bit more of the conversations and the language and decision making. Monsieur McLean will take a trip to the stripe. Let's rattle in one. Leads 11.
McLean had a kind of a quick start. He was active early and then ended the half with only 4 points. Got it up to 6 now.
He's also one of those matter of time guys too, where as the game goes on, he'll raise his game. Zion Green working against McLean, bothering him. Good D, but too much length and nice patience on Zion Green's part to do another runner through the paint and lead back to 10.
Oh, there's Landrew.
Landrew cleaning up Kota Suttle's missed layup. Nobody boxing out there. Carnell Henderson happened to turn his head looking at the action, so Landrew gets an easy one. Here's Zion Green. He's operating in the middle of the court, and it looks like he's very comfortable there because he has plenty of action. He takes Corbin Landrew to the hole, sets himself up with an and one.
Well, with Tyler Jordan sitting down for a few minutes, you know, figuring out what his ankle is doing and how, you know, can he continue? That's exactly there's all the opportunities Zion Green needed.
Well, as you say that, Mike, Tyler Jordan looked up from the bench and he said, "I've had enough." Hopped up to the scores table and checked in, and here he is. So he says, "I'm not going to let him do that anymore." Monsieur McLean strong through the hole, but rejected. Zion Green, Kota Subtle. There again, the lead is now 12 for Wheeler. Imhotep can't seem to string together score-stop scores in order to cut this lead.
Well, that's 2 possessions with block shots that ended up with offensive rebounds and putbacks.
Smith misses from deep. Landrew trying to stretch and gets a trip to the charity stripe as he tries to sort of Euro step around Carnell Henderson, who thought he was planted.
Yeah, I think Henderson had excellent position, but the Euro step kind of maybe I'm mistaken there. I thought maybe the angle, you know, looking at the replay on our little monitor here, it looked like it was center mass.
So Landrew, despite the protestations of Panther coach Noble, finishes off the three-point play.
Wildcats into 1-2-2, three-quarter court press. Almost got the steal.
Noticing that they don't have R.J. Smith in, Wheeler looking to put a little bit more pressure on these guards. Henderson now to Ian Smith.
Coach Thompson holds up 3 fingers, and the Wildcats go back into their 3-2 zone.
Smith, just a freshman, being asked to play a bigger role here. Miscommunication. Henderson misses on finding Benson, and here comes Lamarion Lewis. Monsieur McLean barely gathered it and let it go. Zion Green quickly the other way. Here comes Ian Smith. He can't get it to fall. There were 3 Imhotep Panthers there, and somehow the ball doesn't go down. And it comes back the other way for the Wheeler Wildcats.
You know, that's their way back into this game. If they can get steals and rebounds and push the ball, it looks like they can get an advantage up court in transition.
Missed opportunity there for the Panthers, as those are the kind of opportunities they're going to need to capitalize on in order to come back. It's a 15-point lead now make it 17 as Kota Soto is operating.
Pretty footwork, very good patience.
Wildcats empty out the post with 1-4 high set and allows the Cutters lots of room to work underneath. They'll settle back into that zone, why not? Up 17. Forced turnaround by Lorenzano White, and Lamarion Lewis almost outruns himself. Corbin Landrew. Attracting so much attention, and not sure how you lose track of big 6'9" Tylis Jordan, but you did, and that results in an easy 2.
Technical foul for hanging on the rim. We've seen a handful of those throughout the tournament. Perhaps a point of emphasis for the referee crews.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a little unnecessary of a whistle. You know, the safety part of it is clearly concerned, but also looking to limit showboating. So we had a technical foul, had a couple of free throws. Wheeler Wildcat lead up to 18 as we take a full timeout here at the 40th Iolani Classic presented by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Your brain controls everything you think, see, and do. 80 billion cells working together, creating the essence of who you are. Strengthen your brain, strengthen your life.
Brain Health Hawaii to me is enhancing my children's potential.
Connection.
Less anxiety.
Make the happy.
Improved focus.
Life-changing. Freedom.
Clarity.
Take control of your health with Brain Health Hawaii.
So we're back after a stoppage of play. We had a easy flush by Tylis Jordan and a nice assist from Landrew, which resulted in a technical for hanging on the rim. So Imhotep got 2 free throws. Zion Green split them. They retain possession. So here we are halfway through the third quarter. Imhotep staring at an 18-point deficit. Still haven't figured out this extended 3-2 zone here by the Wildcats.
I like to see those wide arms, you know, taking up more space than the bodies. Really makes a difference.
Not only space, but visual space, and cutting off all the sight lines. Nifty little move by Latif Lorenzano White. Gets a much-needed bucket for the Panthers, but Landry wants to force the issue, gets that rejected. Numbers on the other way for the Panthers. And Monsieur McLean just says, I'm just going to buy us some time and give a foul there. So a score stop and potential score here for the Panthers.
Yeah, it looks like Landry tried that slow down step, you know, hesitation almost on that drive. And Carnell Henderson was able to get up and get a piece of that.
Yeah, there's a, you give some things up when you commit to the one leg, right? So you see offside, especially the offside defender can see you commit to the one leg and know you're stuck.
Yeah.
So they can come and try to hunt that late shot. Lorenzano White misses the front end. And also the back end, so missed opportunity, empty trip for Imhotep, besides a seemingly innocuous McLean foul. Amari James cutting through the lane, can't finish. Carnell Henderson the other way quickly, finds RJ Smith wide open right corner. That's good.
There's the push up court from Imhotep.
Amari James short on the three, gets his own board, and they're subtle again, can't finish it, but Tyler Jordan still playing around up there. Nothing doing, and we got bodies falling over. Zion Green, incidental contact, falls in the front court. Kind of got twisted up with Coben Landrew. And then we have Joshua Taylor and Lorenzano White. The on-ball action, so Taylor will pick up his second. That's the fourth team foul, so next non-offensive foul on the Wildcats will result in 2 free throws as we take some time to take care of the perspiration. Large young men here. There's 4 bodies on that one play on the ground, so making sure we're safe. And 13-point lead under 2 minutes for Wheeler.
Sorry, the Wildcats are going to have to get back on defense quickly on the next, 8 possessions because, again, Imhotep is just pushing the pace as soon as they get a possession.
They're trying to find easy opportunities to cut into this lead. Nice lob play for Zion Green. 360, can't quite finish it. Got caught in the air and had to reverse it, and then Jacob Taylor saw something no one else saw and just overthrew Coben Landrew there. So he kind of says, my bad, and resets.
Coach Thompson looked at him and he said, it slipped out of my hand, which I'm not sure is accurate.
We'll back you up on that there. Jacob, we're on your side, man. Minute 18 left as Imhotep starting to increase the pressure. Offensively, nothing doing on that pull-up. So here comes Coda Subtle, tries to step around, gets nothing, and it's poked around and out off of Wheeler.
Coach Thompson taking Tyler Jordan out for this last minute and a half, or he came out with 1:32 left, trying to probably rest him and make sure that ankle is not bothering him too much. And the Wildcats go to a 2-1-2 instead.
So Cedric Tillis in for the Wildcats. Called in action here. Carnell Henderson with a loaded 3. There is some contact below, crashing the boards, and a couple of bodies fell. Looks like we have Talasi Henderson will get called for the push. That's his third and third team. 42.5 left in the quarter, which gives us a 7.5 differential with the shot clock, if my math is right there. It's about as high as I'll go there, Mr. Among. Taylor quickly up court, trying to get an easy look after breaking the initial pressure. Amari James kind of caught.
Well, even though the Panthers let the Wildcats kind of break the press pretty easily, advantage to them because they got a quick shot and a kind of out of control shot, and they get the possession anyway.
Well, it looks like Imhotep, even down 13, will hold for the last shot, as they really want something quality here going into the fourth. Barely a second between shot clock and game clock, so those will be most likely negligible. RJ Smith looking to operate. It's his show. Penetrates, stutter steps, as everybody moving around, gets them all in the blender.
Wow.
Gets it off to Ian Smith. Nice, clean, open look. They got exactly what they wanted, but just came up short. And after 3, Wheeler hangs on to a 13-point lead against Imhotep Panthers in this, the 40th Iolani Classic presented by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Caring for the people of Hawaii has been HMSA's mission since day one.
As a father, everybody just wants the best for their kids. HMSA allows them to get the best health care they can get.
We believe in meeting you where you're at. That's why we have the largest choice of doctors, hospitals, and pharmacies across the state.
Having HMSA as a coverage, we know that we're gonna be covered no matter where we go.
Caring for you is our privilege. It's why we started this company. It's what we do today, and is what we'll continue to do tomorrow.
Hardware Hawaii, your Kailua hardware store. At Hardware Hawaii Kailua, helping you find what you need is our top priority. Take our lead lumberman, Eddie.
How's it?
He enjoys helping customers find what they need.
My customers are like my friends. It really makes my day when I get to help them out.
Right on, Eddie. Here in Kailua, we're here, ready to serve you. Hardware Hawaii. Customer first in Kailua.
Welcome back to the start of quarter 4 here in our 5 o'clock 5th place game between Wheeler and Imhotep. Wheeler has a 13-point lead. RJ Smith trying to say something about that.
That's a zone breaker right there from 25, 26 feet.
Correction, 10-point lead. Pressure by the Panthers. They're trying to ratchet up the heat here. Big 3 from Smith early to cut it to 10. Landrew seemingly is going to force his way any way he can to get to the paint. That shot actually fell in, but touched the tape.
Yeah, well, it touched the shot clock, I think.
And the shot clock,
yeah.
So it nullified that. And here we go the other way. Smith looking to cut this lead to single digits. He is a blur, isn't he, Mike? He got... These kids, you know, can they just, when we compliment them, can they just give us a few seconds before?
Well, again, my old school brain goes, hey, pick that ball up with 2 hands and make just a regular pass instead of 1 hand off the dribble.
Well, there you go, Coach. Hustle play makes up for it. 3 on 2 for the Panthers. Strong move. Lorenzano White elevates and just plans on contact. He gets it. He'll get 2 free throws. But Smith with sort of an absent-minded turnover on the carry. Seconds later.
Gets it back. Yeah.
Heady player, this RJ Smith, just a junior. Coming off of a hand injury in the preseason, so he's not 100%.
Yeah.
I don't think, you know, for most of the general public, we're not really privy to all the health concerns of all of these teams. Guys they're missing, guys out for the whole year, missing a month. This is a physical game, and unfortunately, it did take its toll. As Lorenzano White can only get 1 or 2. Open up with some pressure, and Landrew lost traffic, gets it back, working baseline, finds James right corner, and he'll get called. He'll get bumped there by Carnell Henderson, who closes out and can't quite get in front of James.
Nice skip pass by Tyler Jordan to find Landrew. Landrew was thinking about what kind of dunk he was going to do before catching the ball.
He did have some room to run. RJ Smith pokes it free. And before he can do that, Coach Thompson calls a timeout for the Wildcats. Looks like it's going to be a full timeout. We'll stay here. Give you sort of a forward realty look forward here later tonight. After this wraps up, you can look forward to another tasty matchup as Veritas Academy, Santa Fe Springs, I believe, California. Mike, you familiar with Southern California?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm not sure where that is.
Yeah, I haven't really heard of Santa Fe Springs.
I know it is in the larger greater LA area. They're facing Oak Hill Academy, who in making their 12th appearance here is almost like a household name here at the Classic. They've logged between them and the sort of Flint Hill Harker Prep line of Stu Vetter and those teams probably had the most appearances. I'm sure John Tamanaha somewhere knows the exact numbers, but you all know, as our faithful audience, we don't go that deep into our research.
We got day jobs, but John Tamanaha also does an amazing job. He's got his own day job, as well.
Director of Interactive Media here at Iolani, and it looks like Landrew is going to be continually rewarded for just barging into any space and flailing his arms, because why wouldn't you? If you're going to keep getting whistles, why not continue to do it?
Got to knock down the free throws.
More importantly, he gets Talasi Henderson to commit his 4th personal here early in the 4th. Oftentimes for shooters, it's not just simply getting their shots off, but it's also getting to the line, because you know, for most of them, that's pretty easy money, as Landrew shows us by knocking down both. Lead is back to 11. Imhotep's got a little bit of a different energy here at the end of the 3rd, beginning of the 4th, so we'll see if they can convert. Cardinal Henderson against Landrew. Miscue here. Lorenzano, White, and Green not on the same page. And
well, I think Tyler Jordan, with his long 7-foot wingspan, got a hand in the passing lane, and he didn't touch it, but definitely altered the connection. Right idea.
Jordan had a great look at a cutting Monsieur McLean, who was lining up his own highlight. Jordan's just off the mark there, tops his chest and says, my bad. Imhotep here trying to get a clean possession after several unforced errors and missed free throws.
Coach Larry Thompson clapping his hands, not really getting on Jordan for that turnover. Again, it was a right decision, just didn't execute it.
Carnell Henderson elevates against McLean. Beautiful passes. Lamarian Lewis streaking up court, and Kota Settle finds him for the fast break layup, and now the lead is 13 with under 6 minutes to play.
Well, I think the message in that timeout was, let's push the ball. Let's get up court, show them that we can do the same thing. And they change to a straight man-to-man.
Zion Green loses his footing. Lamarian Lewis, left corner, wide open. Big shot. Just as we had the momentum and energy kind of leaning towards the Panthers a little bit, Wheeler snatches it right back. As
here they go.
Lorenzano White weighs short on his 3 attempts. Wheeler sort of feeling an opportunity here to perhaps put the nails in this one, and just as I say that, Jordan forces it, loses it. Lorenzano White, nice body control, and he'll get a contested layup to fall. Lead is 14. Turnover here, Talasi Henderson comes up with it. Wide open, R.J. Smith. Just like that. Lead is cut. It's now 11.
Well, the Panther press has stopped the transition game of the Wildcats. And Tyler Jordan, make sure he lets go of the rim early on that one.
Quickly, yeah. Nice little hop step there for Jordan. Uncontested. Zion Green contested, Jay, as he's settling for, and then he doesn't get back on D, and that's going to be another one for Jordan, as Green did the double whammy of kind of lamenting the miss and then jogging back and giving up another easy one. So he's going to launch a 3 that does fall.
Saw Jordan turn to the bench and ask for a sub. Maybe that ankle might be bothering him a little here.
Here comes Zion Green. Lamarian Lewis beside himself. He guessed correctly and is penalized. And guards all across the country are shaking their head. So they often get buzzed for guessing right. You don't want to penalize a kid for guessing right.
Yeah, you got that. They're moving so quickly, the referees sometimes anticipate the call that maybe doesn't happen.
So fresh shot clock here for Imhotep. RJ Smith probing. Carnell leg, deep three, in and out. Monster McLean somehow comes up with it, steps out of bounds, and recovers. Here comes Lewis. Wildcats up 12, just over 3 minutes left in this game. Imhotep in a switching man. Wheeler using clock. 12 on a shot clock. McLean, Lewis on ball. Cota Subtle Jr. trying to hit a contested. If he doesn't get it, quickly up court is Smith. Smith, nifty little step through. Can't get it, but Lorenzano White's hustle sort of rubs it off of Lewis's foot. Apparently.
That was the call. Lewis absolutely disagreeing. He's trying to give a physics lesson there where the hand was going and where the ball ended up.
Well, replay is showing us that Lewis has a case as it did rub off of his foot, but then Lorenzano White gave it one more push. So Lewis will let that one go. Settle in, still sitting on a 12-point lead here with 2:38 left. Quickly into Talasi Henderson. He can find Carnell Henderson at the top of the key. That's a hit. Now we're down to single digits. Imhotep showing life.
Wildcats looking tired or disinterested or both. But we saw a couple of minutes ago that they can turn it on pretty quickly.
This is sort of the 2-minute drill by Wheeler trying to draw some clock, and James, hard cut to the hole. Gets blocked by Kevin Benson, but Cass says no, little body on it as well. So Amari James try to push this back to double-digit lead.
Since we've got the Wheeler bench very close to us, we haven't really mentioned Coach Noble on the other side, doing a great job of keeping his team in the game and just trying to find the little bits of advantage that his team's speed can provide for it.
It says something about the will and gumption of this Panther team. There were several times, Mike, in this fourth quarter where they could have just shut it down, and certainly did not do that. Still a chance here. They're all right. Down 11, under 2 minutes. Got to move quickly. It's the only thing RJ Smith does is move quickly. Matched up against Subtle here. He'll launch one. He'll get one. Lead down to 8 and a quick timeout. Coach Noble hustling up Coach Noble looks like RJ Smith hustling up the sideline to get the ref's attention to call a full timeout.
Got the knees up and
we'll take a full timeout as well. The 40th Iolani Classic presented by Hawaii Pacific Health.
We've always started ourselves as a hospitality company, so we're the first and last impression of our guests. Valet parking, do private parties, hospital, we do commercial properties, and then hotels. We'll pretty much do anything that's service-oriented and try to put smiles on people's face.
We're always looking for good candidates. We provide the skill set, the opportunities. So if you're looking for a job, go to our website, eliteparking.net/careers. We'll be definitely waiting for you.
Welcome back. We're coming out of a full timeout here. Minute 45 left in this game. Wheeler has led throughout. They're up 8. Imhotep making a nice little late push here. Wheeler will have to bring it full court against, which looks like will be Panther pressure.
Yeah.
RJ Smith coming up clutch. So that's his 5th three-pointer. He's got 19. Between him and Zion Green, the only players in double digits. Landrew, Lewis, Jordan. Pressure's going to be increase here. Oh, that looks like a clear out there. Didn't get called.
He's got to get out of there.
Shot clock down to 15. Don't want to foul now.
Landrew has RJ Smith on him. He's trying to post him up.
The ball pressure, they can't see it.
RJ Smith again fronting Landrew, reverse hugging Landrew's thigh, trying to stay in front. Lots of.
That's a tough one. He's just trying to fight for his life. He's given up 8 inches and about 70 pounds. Probably be more expensive than free throws is the fresh shot clock that they earned. Imhotep with a nice block on Mansour McLean, but they'll get called for a foul, and Carnell Henderson will have his night end sooner than he would have liked. Looked like a clean block there.
Leaves with 8 points.
McLean will roll that one in. He'll try to push this to 10, and Imhotep really now up against it with just a minute 13 left and losing one of their three-point strikers to fouling out in Henderson.
This is going to be Smith against Lewis.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this is going to be a lot of R.J. Smith in the last minute here. That looks like a foul on Talasi Henderson trying to set a pick.
No, I think it's against
Lewis.
Yeah.
Yep, so Talasi Henderson trying to set a pick on Lewis, and Lewis sort of barrels and displaces him. So that results in a foul, but it's only the third team, so Imhotep still not shooting. They're 2 fouls away from shots. Benson have Landrew on him. Stepping through, pivoting, losing the ball, and Landrew just taking it from him. Scramble for it. Kota Subtle rubs it out of bounds. It'll be black ball. Yeah, there is an issue that the shot clock was reset accidentally. So we're going to have to rectify that as we dry the floor. So even though a shot didn't go up, official is claiming that there was
a change of possession.
Coach Larry Thompson disagreeing. Young Ian Smith pressured in the corner, finds Lorenzano White underneath, and Coach Noble really having to work for his time out there, but he gets it. It's a full timeout. We'll stay here to figure things out. So we had a shot clock reset on what apparently was a change of possession during the scramble, protested by Coach Larry Thompson and crew, to no avail.
That's the last timeout for the Panthers. So with 47 seconds left, that's going to come into play. They're also at 5 fouls, so Wheeler's in the bonus. It's going to be a free throw shooting ending here for Wheeler.
What's worked so far for Wheeler, once they've escaped the initial level of pressure, they've had easy looks on the back end of that press, wondering if they might put in height. They made Tyus Jordan sort of the fulcrum of that press break, and they just get it up to him, and he just turns and deals.
Nice, I like that, the fulcrum. That's.
I'm not sure what it means, Mike, but I thought
you've heard others use it.
Home run routes there by Wheeler to empty out the backcourt, excuse me, and a cheap ticky-tack foul. Imhotep had what they wanted. Yeah. They had a trap in the corner with no help coming, and they're bailed out by a questionable whistle, at least if you are a Panther fan.
That might have been a partial makeup for the shot clock call. I don't know. I don't want to put thoughts into referees' minds.
The problem with that is, I guess in the eyes of a lot of players, is if you're going to whistle us and let us go at it, fine. Right. But then when we're in a situation when we have a trap we want, you can't call us for a touch here. And yeah, that was an unfortunate whistle for them. Lead is 10. Here comes R.J. Smith. He finds Pukas where there are none. Benson rolls in and out. R.J. Smith, rebound. Stolen from behind by Landry. And he'll take it all the way. R.J. Smith pokes it free. Here comes Talasi Henderson. 3-on-1. He's going to right to the rack and is fouled by Mansour McLean. R.J. Smith just popping up out of nowhere.
As Landry was bringing that ball up, I was thinking, hey, let's turn that ball out and just work the clock a little bit. R.J. Smith, just a blur, like you said earlier, a blur.
He's like John Torturo in Mr. Deeds. What's that character's name? Turning like, oh, hey, where the hell did you come from? Nice looking player is the junior Smith, who's had himself quite a game trying to carry his Panthers to win here, but things are looking bleak. 8-point differential with 22.3 left. We'll see an easy entry, clean entry to McLean. He'll get it out to Kota Subtle, and that'll leave Jordan all by himself. Talasi Henderson with a good foul and does not let Jordan convert. That'll be his fifth, so he'll exit. 17.4 left, 8-point lead.
If I'm Coach Thompson and I see him jumping up like that with that ankle, with the game pretty much in hand, I'm saying let's be a little smarter about that. But again, what is he, 17 years old, right? Invincible, like we used to feel 40 years ago.
Come on, Coach. Anytime you have an opportunity to punch it, you're going to go for it. Come on. Dunks are fun.
Yeah. As he jogs gingerly back up court.
10-point lead as Ian Smith will go coast to coast. And that pretty much sums it up. Lorenzano White loses it wide open. He'll hit a three. And they'll just let the clock run out here as the lead is cut to 7. So Imhotep battled, wouldn't let go. Wheeler kept the door open for him, but in the end, the Wildcats just too strong for the Imhotep Charter Panthers.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a little too long, a little too skilled. They probably were out hustled by Imhotep. I think Imhotep showed, especially R.J. Smith, just amazing hustle and speed and effort, and that kept them in the game. That kept them coming back into the game when it looked like Wheeler had it under control.
And this isn't always the case, but if you want to look somewhere, you can look at the free throw line where the Wheeler Wildcats winning this on the strength of 18 for 19 from the line. And on the flip side, Imhotep Panthers only 50%, 7 for 14. Yeah. So many high school games decided from the free throw line, and this might be another one.
I've got my old coach's voice in my head. Layups, free throws, and turnovers determine games, boys.
That is the truth. So that'll do it for the Wheeler Wildcats. And a nice showing here out of Marietta, Georgia. Safe travels back to both of those teams. Imhotep heading back to Philly. And Wheeler back to what I imagine is Atlanta International Airport. Forget the name. Next up, about 15 minutes, you got a doozy as the Oak Hill Academy Warriors will be looking to salvage their semifinal loss last night by beating a tough Veritas Titan squad who themselves had a solid win in the quarters by knocking off Paul VI. So we'll switch gears, swap out talent, upgrade the talent, at least on the PXP. Thanks to Russ Modder and the Wheeler Wildcat fan base showing up to support their squad. Jim is filling up here for the much anticipated third place and final game, back to back, as we will see just after this the Utah Prep squad taking on Brewster Academy Bobcats from New Hampshire, which is going to be a delight. So for Michael Mong, Kevin Scanlon, and all the crew here, mahalo for tuning in. We'll catch you on the flip side. Aloha.
Aloha.
When it comes to AI, there's something big happening. The smallest things are creating giant revolutions. At Worldwide Technology, we're at the forefront of AI. With our one-of-a-kind AI proving ground, cyber range, and full-stack approach, you can build, test, protect, and implement AI solutions that deliver for you and your customers in a big way. Worldwide Technology. Together, let's make a new world happen.
What's your passion? What fuels you? Hawaii Pacific Health's Bone and Joint Team is here for you and your family, so you can keep doing what you love. Hawaii Pacific Health Bone and Joint Centers.